You guys, I hope you're having a good start to your week. As we start this fresh month together, I'm excited for Jennifer to lead us tonight and just kind of like pour into our hearts a little bit as we start this new month as a team. Like I said, I'm excited for the last quarter of the year to end this out as a bang in 2022 with you guys. I know and I feel that so many good things are coming because we've waited through these seasons together. And every week I show up on this Zoom with you guys and I look at your faces and I'm like, she's still fighting, right? Like she's still here. She's still, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the leaders that all of you guys are becoming along the way. And just to like continuously see that, and I'm sorry, this is a tangent, but to continuously see that in you guys every single month and every single week, and just like each week I just see a little bit more spark and I see a little bit more in you guys. And I'm just like, what are we creating here? Like, I just love this. But, anyways, I'm going to shut up. I love you guys. Jennifer, you take over.
Okay, hey y'all. Okay, let me see if I can see everybody. I like to look at everybody when I'm talking. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm coming in live from my car again. I know last time I led the Zoom, I was in my car. Y'all, today has been crazy. I love you too, Harriet. I literally just pulled up back to my house from getting the my boys a haircut. So I just figured I would stay in my car. And because, I want to touch on a very sensitive topic that my kids know nothing about me, in my story. So I just don't feel like, it's time for them to know certain parts of our story, and that's okay. So anyway, let me get going. I titled this, What's Your Story? So a little background on what's been going on with me the past couple weeks is me and Harriet, we went to our first Christian concert. It was amazing. It was Zach Williams and Ben Fuller. If y'all do not know Zach Williams and Ben Fuller, they're like Christian country artists and they are amazing. So, we were really excited to go to this concert, and I did not know what I was going to get out of it. I knew I was going to have a great time, but I had no idea the growth and the revelation that I was going to receive by going to this concert. And while I'm right here, I want to throw in, like, don't be afraid to walk in rooms or go to events or anything like that. Like, step out on that faith. Like, we literally got tickets 2 days before the concert. It was like a spur of the moment type deal, and we made it happen. So, like, don't be afraid to, like, get those tickets. If you it, I mean, this was a musical, it was music, so it was gonna be fun, but like I said, I had no idea what was gonna happen after. So I titled this, What's Your Story? Because a big thing with Ben Fuller, that I never heard of Ben Fuller before this concert. And a big thing with him is share your story because it matters. And it never dawned on me that we literally do the same thing. When people first walk into this community, we ask them, what's your why? Like, why are you here? And to be honest, when I was asked that question, it was very basic answers that I gave, like, well, my why is my kids, I want a better life for my kids. Um, and it just didn't hit me deep, like it didn't really hit me deep. And then when I would ask other people who came in with me, can y'all see me okay? I feel like y'all can't see me, but oh well, just listen. Okay. But like I asked, my girl that came in, she's no longer, active with us, but I asked her the same thing, like, what's your why? And she literally never told me what her why was. And she was like, I don't know, like it's too deep. Like I have no idea. So when I went to this concert and I heard him say, like, your story is important, like that's when it dawned on me. Our why is literally intertwined into our story. So it's like we have to get people's story out of them. Like, who are you? You know, and I went live the other day with that, basically with that same concept. Like, who are you? Are you who, you know, other people say you are? Are you allowing other people to define who you are? Or are you being honest with yourself and saying, like, look, like, this is who I am, this is where I come from, this is my story, and this is where I'm at now, and this is where I'm going. And it just hit me on a whole different level. And it's like you hear the same thing over and over again from different people, but it takes that one person to say it again, and then it clicks. And so I like really dug deep, and I'm like, I haven't been completely honest with my audience because of, you know, being embarrassed of who I really am and what I've been through and what I've overcome. But it's like, why? Like, why are we being, you know, ashamed or embarrassed of what we've been through? Because everything that we have been through has got us to the point that we're at right now. And that's what defines who we are, you know, as a person now. And the steps that you took to overcome that. So I have decided, um, and honestly, for the past couple of years, I have been like really wanting to share my story, but not, I never imagined that I would share my story publicly on social media. So my sometimes my kids are like creeping around me. So I'm just making sure before I start talking some more. So when I was a child, when I was and I, please make sure that like no other kids are around if y'all don't mind. Because it's about to get real. Okay. Okay. So when I was 9 and 13 years old, I was sexually abused by my biological father. And that really took a huge toll on my confidence, on my relationships that I had with people. And, you know, like it never really dawned on me how much it affected my whole life. And when I started growing my relationship with God, you know, like I began the healing process. And it's kind of like I didn't realize how far I have come until a couple weeks ago. And I was like, dang, like I'm not that girl anymore. You know, like look who I am. Like look at the things that I have accomplished. Like that moment in my life when I was a child, it doesn't define who I am today. It's what I did it like after. Oh Lord, my lights been turned off. But now y'all can't see me for sure, but that's okay. But that one moment didn't define me. It's what I decided to do after the fact. And I'm very proud of myself. It has been kind of hard to finally be open with my past, but it's like I realized that's my story. You know, they have so many people who have dealt with the same thing that I dealt with, and they're still trapped in that just, you know, that mindset or that trauma or that prison. And that's something that I want to help people with. You know, like how can people relate to you if they don't know you? You know? And so, you know, of course, so many people can relate to being a single mom. So many people can relate to being a busy working mom, having to go home, you know, wake up in the morning, go home, you know, deal with the kids all by themselves. But this particular part of my story, not everybody can relate to. And I want to be able to reach those people. You know, it's like we all have something, we all have that one thing that can help unlock someone else's prison and set them free and help them move on and grow and develop. And I feel like we all have something to offer. Like we can't all be the same, you know? So that was my turning point to where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be honest about who I am, honest about where I've been, where I'm at now and where I'm going, like uncensored, so that people can trust me, on another level. Like, dang, like this girl has been through so much and she's still fighting. Like that is what I want people to see. I don't want, you know, I don't want really the applause, but I want people to see that it's possible to go through something so traumatic and scary and life altering, but come out on the other side, come out on top and not let that hold you back. Like, man, I want y'all to see me. Like, I like that's what it is. Like, I really want that type of connection with people. Like Amber has the work burnout, that's her, like her specific area. Harriet has the addiction. She overcame addiction. you know um I'm really not sure with Kristen. Like, I don't know everybody's specific, you know thing that they can offer. You know what I'm trying to say? But I know, like, with me, this is it. Like, this is it for me. And I really got honest and real with myself, because yes, I'm still showing up. Like, I might, like, have to take a few days off because it has been a lot. Like, it's been a lot for me, like the reel that I made, like watching it back and reading the words, like it's emotional because it doesn't hurt, but it's like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I can't believe this is gonna reach somebody that it needs to reach. And like I pray, like whenever I posted my reel, I think I posted it a couple days ago or yesterday, I don't even remember. But I'm like, God, please let this reach who it needs to reach. It's not about, the numbers. Like, I don't even care about the numbers. Like, I have this stupid reel that, like, went viral, like, over 13,000 views. It's so dumb. Like, it has no value to it. Like, but it went viral. I don't care about the numbers. I'm chasing the impact. Like that's where it is. And y'all, like, I've been in this community for a year and a half, and this community right here is what helps me grow. Because not only the concert, yes, that was like the light bulb going off in my head, but all throughout this process, I have been healing from that trauma behind closed doors. And I've been able to, be open with Harriet, and me and Harriet have been able to, I've been able to confide in her with certain situations, and, you know, but it's different now. Like, it's not this dirty little secret anymore. This is what happened. This is how God led me through that situation. And this is where God led me to certain people and certain communities. Like, it is so powerful when you really sit back and you look at everything that has happened. It's like, this all happened for me to get here where I am right now. Like, and it's not too late. Like, y'all, I turned 34 this year. And last year before my birthday, um, like something about my birthday, like I kept seeing 1026 everywhere. Every time I would look at the time, it was 1026. Every time I would look at my phone, I would see 1026. Like, my birthday was everywhere. And then it dawned on me that, and like, I'm definitely not trying to compare myself to Jesus at all, you guys. So don't take it the wrong way. But when Jesus came out and he started spreading the good news, he was 33 years old. And it just dawned on me that something powerful is going to happen in my 33 years of being on this earth. And that is what it was. It was me healing, and then me stepping out to reach other people to help them. in their specific, situation. Like it doesn't have to be abuse from your dad. It could be, just abuse, period, and breaking that cycle and knowing that it's okay that, you know, you didn't know how to react to certain things. And, maybe you chased love because you didn't feel it from from whoever. Like that's what I did. And I'm being very vulnerable and I'm being very honest because that's where people can relate, you know. And I'm pretty sure Amber has said this plenty of times, but it just didn't click yet, until now. Like we have to be relatable, and it takes a lot of courage. And I'm definitely don't like I'm not pushing anyone to do anything that they're not ready for, but when you're ready to really dig deep and find your I don't even want to call it your niche. Like when you find your purpose, like pray on it, and when you feel comfortable, when it's your time, let it go. Let it blossom, because wow, the freedom, it's the freedom for me. Like it's definitely the freedom for me. But yeah, I just wanted to encourage y'all, you know don't be ashamed of your story, because we all have one. Like that's why I titled this, what's your story? Like I should have titled it, what's your story, for real though. Like for real. Like what's your story for real though? Like don't just, don't give me the sugar coated version. Like I want to know your story for real. So that's how I want to move forward, with when if I sign another promoter, whenever I do that, um, that's where I'm gonna start. Like, what's your story? Like, where'd you come from? How was your childhood? And just like slowly start digging out who they are, and they're gonna find their why in their story. So that's all I got.
First of all, I just want to say you're so strong. Like it takes massive amounts of courage to not like acknowledge your story, but to like speak your story, right? And to share it on social media in whatever way you're comfortable doing that. But the fear of rejection, I think, hits all of us so hard. And I think that's what keeps you, like, you play your cards to your chest, right? Like you're playing,
Mhm.
like, imagine yourself like, here's my cards that I've been dealt with my life, and I don't want anybody to see what my cards are. Do you know what I mean? But it's not so much like I'm just gonna like show my cards, because that's how we feel. Like we feel like we're just exposing ourselves. We feel like we're just sharing everything, right? But like at some point, like putting on the leadership hat of you utilizing the social media space in such a beautiful way, you kind of look at it like, I'm not revealing my cards, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to play the hand that I was dealt. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm going to show you my growth. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to share in whatever way I feel comfortable,
Mhm.
my pain, my story, because you know that that's where you're going to find your people. But like in the aspect of what you just talked about, like you're so much stronger now. Like you probably look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like a little bit different. Like you've just got that little bit of glimmer that you didn't used to have. And that right there is like, I know we've talked about this before, but like that's your power place. When you find that, when you find that, and it's such a freeing feeling when it comes to showing up in your business, and you're just like, I get to be me. Like I get to be me, stronger than I've ever been in this space, to go and pour into somebody else. Because for the longest time, no matter what we've been through, we dwell on it and we recycle the pain, and we recycle it again, and we relive it, and we think about it some more, and we pass judgment on ourselves on maybe how we've handled things in the past, or how we haven't handled things in the past, and we've just like pushed things under the rug, or we've been a walkover or a pushover, whatever you want to call it. You get to stand so much stronger now, right? And I love that. um we're just going to wrap it up with this tonight. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. it doesn't go unnoticed. And I think if you continue to step into that power place, you will find your tribe. You will find your next 200K, right? Like you will find her or him, whatever, right? Like you will find your tribe. Okay. That's exactly how we all connected, right? There was something that
Yeah.
drew you to this community. There was something, some glimmer of hope because somebody else showed up in a way where they stood in their strength, right? Okay, so remember that every single day when you feel boring or you feel like it's just mundane or you feel like you ain't got nothing to say, you do. You do. It's just that you on the other end, the non-receiving end, the I'm gonna sit in my struggle end, like you think it's little and you think it's small and you think it's insignificant. But to the other person listening to it or receiving that message, it could be everything. And I love that Jason said that. Like that completely rings in my ears anytime I think about like sharing your story. When he said your story will be the thing that unlocks somebody else's prison, I'm just like
Yeah.
a CEO, right? Like I love it. And so we are so beautifully paired together here with this company, with this mission to go help somebody else live a more beautiful life. And I love you guys for that. Thank you guys, all of you, for your strength. Jennifer, thank you for leading us tonight. Does anybody have anything else that they want to add? We're going to wrap it up early tonight. All right. I love you guys. I'll have the recording up. Good night.
Bye.